Buena. ¿En qué anda la gente de mierda? ¿Todo bien? ¿Todo bien? Me alegro. Yo estoy acá todavía, medio moribundo. Me levanté hace, yo qué sé, verde. Y bueno, dije, nada, vamos a grabar y vamos a ir jugando al Bomb Flame, que hace ratito que no subo unos videos a IT. Qué sé yo, qué más decirle. Vamos a darle continuar, dejamos de tanta pavadita. Como siempre, variando un poquito con tu madre, Ara Jay. Aprovecha las incursiones. La puta madre estaba leyendo. Valveneus es un pequeño pueblo perdido en la mitad del pantano más. La puta madre, ¿me vas a dejar leer? Buenas tardes. Muy bien, nosotros ya habíamos estado acá. Me dieron misioncita. Ahora se puede bajar. No. Muy bien. Aumentamos la F, ¿no? A ver, el opio. Ahí está. Allá. Hay cosas también. Hay librito ahí. Ahora lo puse. Acá me está viendo. Idiota. Buenas tardes.
Here we go. Another one of these hick refugees. There's nothing for you here.
¿Cómo?
Call me a hick one more time, and I'll be using your face as an anvil.
An idea which has a definite aesthetic appeal, I must say.
Let's all remain calm, shall we? Please forgive my error. With all this commotion and all the thankless tasks I find myself confronted with, I often find my attention to detail slips. So, what can I do for you?
Show me what you have for sale.
Gold. So vulgar to work with. So wonderful to own.
Pero. Vende. Por ese. Pa. Ya. Estas son más pinturas que las que yo tengo. No es tan buena. 204, sos un hijo de puta. Que no me interesa. Cero resistencia al veneno, Esto sí. Bueno. Casquillo. No muy parecido. Hay opio acá. No, acá está. La mierda. Ya no tengo más nada que me sirva, ¿no? A ver, para vender que tengo. Ya vendí cosas, me parece. No, mira, acá renace. Acá nada, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué no? Sí, tendremos que tener una espada igual, ¿no? Va a ser tan cara, ¿cuánto está? No, consigo una, la vuelta después de chupara. ¿Tiene algún diálogo, hijo de puta? Buenas tardes.
So, you have returned. What is your desire?
Para, dame un segundo. Un segundito. Ahora sí.
I need more info about Valvanor.
And you have decided that I have a sympathetic face. It's the story of my life. Talent worthy of a king's ransom, but surrounded by cretins who only seek that which is free.
What can you tell me about the steward?
Oh, don't expect me to say anything bad about Bertolf Chambriad. I'm not always in agreement with him, but I can see that he knows his business. And he keeps the village relatively safe.
Ya, pero de eso, ¿no?
It's not often you see an elf blending in with other cultures. Are there many of you here in Valvanor?
To my knowledge, I was the only one. That is, until Prince Arundel and his acolyte arrived. Does that pose a problem for you?
Not at all.
Well, it does for me. His Majesty the Prince of Imbeciles is going to bring us nothing but trouble.
How curious. I was given to understand that insulting the sovereign was a crime, even for an elf exiled to live among the humans.
How curious. I was given to understand that the sovereign in question was in a coma, and that you are in no position to be lecturing me. We both know that good King Arundel IV is an idiot, and by his inaction he's condemned the entire elven nation, and possibly all the others as well.
What can you tell me about the steward?
Oh, don't expect me to say anything bad about Bertolf Chambriad.
No, pero...
I'm not always in agreement with him, but I can see that he knows his...
Pues le conté lo mismo. La otra se fue, pero...
Do you know the woman who runs the healing house?
Oh, but of course. She's all one hears about lately. Everyone here will tell you that she's a courageous woman, fighting a noble battle. Everyone but me. The woman's insane. There are already far too many mouths to feed in this camp. Clearly, she's fully aware of this, yet she stubbornly insists on making things worse.
This is Serpo.
And the Red Scribes? Know anything about them?
Oh, certainly. A boring bunch of fusspots, spreading science and preaching the good word while never suspecting that anyone might see through their little game. Well, at least they're kind enough to leave me alone. Unlike some.
Sí, no.
Let's talk about something else. The steward said there was a beast attacking the villagers.
This is what one hears, yes. Something is wandering through the swamps, devouring the reckless. The saddest part is that it's often the guards who end up lost, along with their equipment. Meanwhile, we are overrun with refugees who serve no useful purpose at all.
I'll be back.
That's an excellent idea.
Quiero que hijo de puta. A ver. La puedo mejorar también. ¿Qué le da esto? Más daño nomás. ¿Eh? ¿Esto qué hace? ¿Le da opio? Border, ¿no? Para mí la de golpe crítico puede laburar, digo. Esto que pide. Pero, está bruto. No sé, ¿no? Me voy a poner nomás este opio acá. Me parece que es más fácil. Me muestra. ¿Qué dice la? No sé qué dice. Se puede mejorar más, No, interesante, interesante. No, le quita la mejora que tiene y le da la otra. Ok. Ok, entiendo. Es sin bota, bien. Y tenía una igual hoy. ¿Mejora? Nada, pero ¿para qué más resistencia el veneno? No, chúpala. Así estamos bien. Vale, acá con este idiota. Tardes, ¿no? ¡Córrete! Pero la mierda. ¿No? Acá había obvio, ¿no? Sí. Dame la plata. Bolsicito de salud. Matado ya. Los idiotas. Go echarle falso.
Yeah, who are you? One of them fucking mercenaries, right?
Fucking mercenary, yeah. Sounds about right.
You know what I call your lot? Ore blades. And I got no time for ores.
Maybe if you were to do something about your bad breath, the whores would let you get close to them. You know, I'm just saying.
Go fuck yourself, ore blade.
Está regiro, dude.
Do I have to spill it out, or should I just put my boot in your arse? Clear off!
Would you just shut your stupid mouth for 2 seconds, please? The steward sent me here to help you.
Oh, that's all I need. Don't he think I got enough on my plate? Now he sends me some ore blade from God's know where. Hey, as long as it ain't me is paying for you, hey? You want to help? Knock yourself out. I warn you, there's plenty to do.
Get to the point before I set your breath on fire.
All right, take it easy. No need to get nasty, eh? You want to help? Yes or no?
Keep talking.
Well, for a start, you could try and find one of my patrols that's gone missing. At first, I thought maybe one of those half-wits was sleeping it off under a tree somewhere. But it's been a while now. Maybe something bad happened to him in the swamp.
I guess I could go back and check.
What a coincidence. That's exactly what I was going to ask you. After that, well, I suppose a pro like you, I guess you would be useful helping out the sentries. It won't be luxury. I don't know if you've seen what we're supposed to fight with, but, wow, if you can have a word with your quartermaster to see what he can do for my lads, you have my blessing.
The benediction of a drunk. Better and better.
It's what all us fucking mercenaries dream of. All right, I'll see what I can do.
Right. We may be living in the arsehole of Virgil, but being armed like a bunch of tramps we can do without. And while you're at it, when you've been to the forge, you'll probably feel like letting off steam a bit. Why don't you go and take it out on my lads?
What do you mean?
Kick their arses so they can't sit down and get drunk instead of patrolling. And show them a couple of tricks while you're at it. A bit of training. Couldn't do no harm.
Sí, ¿no? Dale, tarado.
Your men can't afford to keep their thumbs in their asses. It's time to teach them how to use those weapons.
Knock yourself out, petty blade. I'll go and shake them awake.
Ahí de la chupapija. Igual pegan. ¿Qué pega patada, gato? ¡Pará! Ahí tenés, hijo de puta. Ahora lo mejor, ¿viste?
I couldn't have done better. I reckon the lesson is gonna leave a few marks this time. Have you got time to go again, while they're still warmed up?
Why not? Let's go.
Otro hijo de puta. ¿Qué peso me da experiencia? No, gato, no tengo vida, no tengo nada. Brother, ponete pillo. No miro. Tú puedes, pariente. Ahora viene el elfo de mierda este. ¡Pará, gato! No entendí nada, boludo, soy un idiota. Pensé que era mi compañero. Ah, puta que los parió. Qué tarado que soy. No. ¿Qué hace, gato? Tocando mucho. Vamos, brother, no muera. Murió. Anda, valiente. A ver lo que tenemos que hacer, ¿verdad? No funciona, amigo. Oh, puta. Ah, ahora sí.
Even so, they are making progress. If you whack them enough times, they remember how to defend themselves. Are you up for giving them one last lesson?
Maybe later on. If I'm not careful, I might break a few bones.
Pasa que, mirá cómo estoy de estadística. Necesito curarme y todo eso. Este estúpido no me... Pero no. Yo estoy como paloteando un poquito. Y vengo de vuelta, tío. No pasa nada. No, no hay más nada. Qué borracho, ¿no? Ah, mira.
Look at this. My favorite fucking troublemaker.
About those sentry guards. I hope your men have managed to remember a couple of moves. I plan to put them through a test where they'll take some licks.
I'll get them fired up and ready to put their hearts into it.
Aquí están los muchachos. No. La experiencia está casi al palo. ¿Será que si peleo con ellos subo de nivel? Buena pregunta. Brother, vas a tener que tanquear como loco. Buenas tardes. Que sí, venimos acá porque se va a ubicar. No, era esencial ese ataque. Pará, gato, pará. La secuencia de ataque es tirada, No, ¿por qué no todo a mí? Traicioneros de mierda. Ah, te fuiste, gato. Pará. Eso te pasa a vos por hit. Después fuiste medio hit. Venga, puta de mierda. Por el poder de tu vieje. Pará, gato. Esa trampita. Brother, ataqué como un nazi. ¿Qué? Sirvió el éxito. ¿Qué pega, gato? Ahí está, sube el nivel.
Nice job. Of course, they'll hate you for a while, but what they learned here today will save their lives one day.
Sí.
My pleasure. I like this way of saving lives.
Bueno. ¿Qué pasa acá? ¿Ayopio? No me voy a tomar una poción. Dale, gato. ¿De qué está? ¿Esto qué hacía? Ah. Vamos a ir por este lado. ¿Tiene capacidad de interrupción? Requiere ataque ágil nivel 2. Ataque ágil nivel 2. Ataque ágil nivel 2. ¿Y eso qué? ¿Esto? Requiere ataque ágil nivel 2. ¿Ganando otra rama? No creo. No tiene que estar acá, boludo. Ataque ágil, boludo. Nivel 3, boludo. Ah, se puede, es un estúpido, dale, boludo. ¿Para qué me pone ese requisito si puedo? Y le mierda. Ah, soy un estúpido, siempre te lo pone. No, estoy renazi. 2 puntos. Ah. No. Descubridor, esto era te emite sonido. Es medio una mierda eso, ¿no? Gastas menos componentes y fabricar pociones. Bueno, se podría hacer. Te sale más barato comprar cosas de donde esas. Y... bueno. Si no hay más nada... Pará, déme un segundo. Muy bien. Ay, flaco, no tenés para nada para decirme.
My favorite fucking troublemaker.
A barfly like you probably knows a lot about the people here, I'm guessing, huh?
Flattery will get you everywhere.
You look like you can probably handle a sword. How come you didn't get recruited?
Oh, just unlucky, I suppose. Last time an Alliance recruiter come through, I was stuck in the crapper. Worst dose of the shits I ever had.
Está en pedo el viejo, escucha.
Forget I even asked.
So, I never got to the front. I can't tell you how much I regret that.
What's your opinion of the steward?
My opinion? Tell the truth, I never liked how he talks. Like an elf reject. But he does what he can. And honestly, he manages better than I do.
O sea que me
Him and me,
pija,
we ain't
literalmente,
always
¿no?
seen eye to eye. For example, if it had been up to me, I'd have driven them refugees back into the swamps. And fuck what that bleeding art apothecary says.
Bueno, no sé, tiene más hijo de puta.
How is it going with the refugees?
I'm not a monster. I got nothing against sheltering a few brave souls. Most of my lads are blokes who are here to protect their families. But enough is enough. I just can't protect everybody. You can't squeeze a whole city into a fucking life raft.
How well do you know Randval?
Wow, not enough to trust him with his airs and all. The night with this and the night with that. Having said that, he has saved us from a few accidents in the village. He's a damn good fighter, and he don't ask questions. Balls of steel, that one. Sometimes I think he must have a death wish or something. If that's so, he ain't taking the easy way out. But then, who gives a toss? When he turned up a few weeks ago, it certainly took some of the pressure off. But he acts like his shit don't stink. Obviously, me and the lads aren't good enough for the likes of him.
You know?
A lot of the villagers have been complaining about a wild beast in the area. Do you know anything?
Who knows if it's just one animal? The swamp's always been a bit dangerous. But since you want to know, one of my lads on the west gate swears up and down he saw something. And a patrol found another one tore up pretty bad. He's still in the healing house. Considering the bunch of cowards we got hiding in the village, if I was you, I wouldn't pay much mind to what they says. Or at least, don't go wasting your time until you got real proof.
Sí, hijo de puta, estás todo ahí, todo el día ahí sentado. No haces nada, no se va a preocupar la gente. Y la mitad de este pueblo son todos borrachos. Bueno, mirá acá. Buenas tardes.
My goodness, let's see. You're not pissing blood, you're not vomiting your guts out. Both legs are in place and they seem to be holding you upright. Congratulations. It looks like you'll pull through. And now you'll excuse me, but I have other miracles to accomplish, and not much time to devote to people in your condition.
Ah, esta era la doctora que estaba muy atareada.
Take it easy there, Doc. I'm with the Freeborn Blades, not one of your refugees.
You could be Blackstorm himself for all I care. Now get out of my way, I have things to do.
¡Pará! Hija de puta. Vamos a
Haven't you
hablar.
anything better to do than bother me?
Vamos a hablar.
Hang on a sec. The steward himself sent me here to give you a hand.
Wonderful. I've been after him for months to get me some help, and he sends me an armed ape. You practice
You know?
medicine, I presume? Your tools seem rather barbaric.
Listen, if you show me the recipes, I could probably help you cook up some remedies for these people.
Alas, the crucial raw materials are getting harder and harder to find.
Relma knows well of what he speaks. He has on many occasions been kind enough to accompany my assistant into the swamplands.
Oh, I just didn't have anything better to do, really.
In fact, there is something that you could doubtless do for me. I'm worried about my assistant Haman. I haven't seen him for a while now, and I fear he might have gone into the swamps to look for the plants I need. We're forced to venture further and further in to find the plants we need. With all that's been going on lately, I forbade him from going back out alone, but the boy is nothing if not stubborn.
Stubborn? Yeah, I hate people like that.
Please find him. He's a good boy. He's done nothing but help others since he arrived. Without him, the House of Healing would be a house of death.
If I'm gonna be slogging through the swamps anyway, might as well take a look around and try to bring back the plants you need too, right? You got any drawings or descriptions?
Yes, that's a good idea. I would be grateful to you. But above all, try to bring back my assistant Haman in one piece. He's your priority. For the rest, basically, I need food, medicinal herbs, and of course, I wouldn't say no to a few pre-prepared potions. All of our stock seems to disappear so quickly. I'll give you the parchment that I made for Haman to help you recognize the specimens I need. He knows them by heart now, after so many trips.
Right. Plants, potions, chow, and one assistant. If I come across any elven tea, would you like a cup of that too?
That would be lovely.
Sí, ¿no? La puta que vale. Ahí está que vende, ¿no?
I'd like to see what you have to sell.
Tema. Sí, producto, pociones. Nada. Nada. Shocks. No se nota nada.
Vulcan,
Bueno,
unless
tengo que
I'm
hacer un par de preguntas más.
What brings you here?
Let's talk about your healing house. I found you a few health potions.
No.
Looks like I'm a little short.
¿Qué le voy a
I
dar?
better
Que
come
la
back
chupe.
later.
Nada.
I'm still looking for your assistant.
Here? I seriously doubt that he's still here in the village. Please, I know that it's dangerous, but you'll have much better luck looking for him in the swamplands. Come back and see me when you've any news.
Cuando tengáis noticias, significa que está muerto.
I'd like some information about the village and its inhabitants. So what do you think of this steward?
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Too late if you ask me.
If I were you, I'd be wary of him. He is not as honorable as he would have you believe. Know that before the war, he was just a lackey, bowing and scraping before all the people of power that passed by. Due to a superior's mistake, he thinks he's in charge now. He's a latecomer, nothing but an opportunist, ready to do anything to keep his little piece of power. I've had the misfortune of experiencing his sense of priorities. When he no longer has a use for you, he lets you know you're not welcome.
I can't say I disagree with you there. This asshole treats everybody like his personal slaves.
For the moment, he treats you well because you serve his needs. This might not always be true, and then your lives will be threatened.
He'd go that far?
I didn't found the House of Healing alone. It was with my husband, Ron. He was not a great warrior, nor a renowned strategist. His only gift was for healing. He was my teacher before becoming my husband. The steward welcomed us with open arms. We took care of his men, his villagers. Then the refugees started arriving in greater numbers. Too many for Chambriad, who ended up closing the gates and pretending that these people simply didn't exist. Ron was furious. He tried to make him understand that he would heal everyone, no matter what. And if the self-proclaimed leader of the village wasn't capable of taking care of anyone other than himself, that he would do it. A few days later, I came back from the swamps to discover Ron in agony in the healing house. He had been poisoned.
You think this was the work of the steward?
Who else would have reason to kill him? Everyone loved him and counted on him. Chambriard thought that without him, the healing house would close and that the number of refugees would diminish naturally. Unfortunately for him, I will continue my husband's good work even unto my dying breath. He gave me an even greater reason to keep going.
This healing house is a waste of time and resources. These people are but dead weight.
You know, sí, está el güey.
Who are these refugees you're helping?
They are the outcasts of the war. Those who didn't have the privilege of dying in combat or who lack knowledge of the arts of the forge. No one wants them. If I don't help them, nobody will.
It seems like a lot of effort for nothing. Our resources could be put to better use. It's sad to say, but if these refugees can't contribute anything, we should probably concentrate on the ones who can help us all survive.
But it's not everyone, obviously. You're just as contemptible as the steward is.
What did you do before the war?
Before the war? Please don't tell me you're naive enough to believe that this war only started 10 years ago.
That's what everybody says.
I come from Shorelin, a faraway land in the north that the Ice Lords probably wiped off the map some time ago. Because no one is left to write the history books, other than a fanatical cult more interested in arcane magic than in human science or medicine. The fact remains that the war is far more ancient than that. For as long as I can remember, I have always known war. I was only just learning to walk when Marshal Winters invaded my homeland.
Ah, por la guerra.
Winter's the bloodthirsty.
I wandered along the main roads for years, always heading further south, staying just ahead of the advancing Deadwalkers. First with my sister and a family of neighbors. Then just with my sister. Then all alone. Until the day I met the man who would become my husband.
Y se murió.
A remarkable elf who taught me how to heal and how to love and help those near me. But after years of fleeing and ending up here in this isolated village so in need of healers, we decided to put down roots. Roan died 8 months ago, leaving me alone and in charge of the House of Healing that we had built together.
Have you heard any rumors about a beast wandering around in the marshes?
They are not rumors. There is something in these marshes, and I have a patient in a coma that confirms it.
Something? What does that mean? Where can I find it?
I don't know exactly what it is. The wounds don't resemble anything seen around here before. What you seek is large, powerful, and obviously has enormous claws at its disposal. The wounded man was found west of the swamps, crawling towards the village. If you really wish to fall upon that beast, that would be a good place to start. But bear in mind the possibility that it may be the beast which falls upon you.
Bueno,
I'll take my leave. See you later.
nos vemos, pelotuita. Esta gente no puede hablar con más nadie. Quiero dialogar. Buenas tardes. Bueno, qué palo entonces. A ver, una cosa. Muy bien. Seguimos en este pueblo de mierda. No avanzamos una mierda. Bueno, nos dieron un par de misiones. Entendimos un poco más la historia de este pueblo de mierda. Que el intendente es un hijo de puta. Que este loco lo apoya, así que es tremendo hijo de puta. Pero también es un borracho de mierda. Siempre está mirando de la croqueta. Así que tampoco vamos a pedir mucho de este taradito. Y bueno, yo qué sé. Me parece que igual en lo que con respecta a historia avanzamos. Así que yo me voy a retirar, gente. Espero que la pasen bien. Y váyanse todos a la mierda. Muchas gracias.